Well, obviously that was a huge win for us today over a very good team. This is our best win of the year because it's against a team that's 32 in the net on their floor. Just like they beat us, we were about the same when they beat us at our place. So this was really important for us as we're going into this homestand that's Murderers Row coming up next week starting on Wednesday. But about this game, I thought we got off to a great start defensively. And then you knew they were going to make runs, which they did. We hung in there and finished strong to only be down 4 at the half. I thought we came out and did a good job to start the second half. They were up 7, I think 48-41. And I was just so proud of our guys, the way that we kept our composure, the way we kept our mental toughness. This is a phenomenal atmosphere here today, great crowd. I mean, as loud as it gets. And, they have a very, very good team. And, Brian Tyree in particular is just he's an amazing guy. I don't know what it is, but I'll be glad when he's gone. When playing Mississippi State, it's a whole new level every time we see that kid. I was really excited, obviously, about Reggie Perry's play today. I thought Reggie was phenomenal, and this is like, the type of effort that, I hope to see every day in terms of the productivity. He played a career high in minutes, 34. I think they don't have as many rebounds or block shots as he actually had, and we'll check that because I know he had more than 1 block. He had about 3, and I think he had more rebounds. But he was big for us. And those 2 threes, he's shooting 22%, I believe, on the season coming in from 3, but yet he's been working at it. They were both really open, good looks, and he had great belief and focus and confidence. And I'm just really, really – one was huge. One was late. I think it put us at, 62-60? Is that right, the 3 by Perry? Right corner, front of our bench, or out top. I'm not sure it was corner. It might have been wing. It was a big shot. Q was absolutely fantastic. I mean, at the last 8 minutes of the game, he really took over and did a lot of great things off the dribble where we had him in a ball screen situation. I thought that Lamar's focus, and Lamar played today with a sprained wrist that he hurt at the end of the Alabama game, the left wrist, shooting wrist, and he didn't shoot once in practice from 3 on Thursday and Friday. Today, the first time he shot threes was right before the game, and he made his first 3. But his defense, his leadership, I thought that, Tyson, Nick, I thought Abdul's play down the stretch was also huge. Adu, when we were switching everything with a double possession lead, he did a great job. Questions?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Coach, you made 2 changes to your starting lineup with Tyson and Reggie. What was the thought process behind that?
With Nick, it was just a discipline thing, not a major thing, but, something that I had to address. So that's why he was out of the starting lineup. And with Reggie in place of Eric, that was I think Eric's been pressing. I think Eric's pressing too much, and I just want him to relax and, not feel any, need to press. And, I'm sure he'll respond, and we need him, big time.
Go ahead, Logan.
To get 26 minutes out of Nick after the injury that he had Tuesday night, just what do you think of what you were able to get from him?
Yeah, I mean, when he was first hurt, and you guys were all there, the Starkville folks here, that I was worst case scenarios in my head, and I'm so thankful to God, and was praying very hard for the result that not only is he not out for the year, but he actually was back in practice on Thursday, so that was big for us, and we need everybody. We're playing 8 guys essentially. Keyshawn's the 9th. And he'll play, when we're in foul situations. Again, I want to commend Robert Woodard's minutes. Robert Woodard was big for us today, really big. Big 3, big tap in, big shot along the baseline against his own. Great defense. I mean, he's a warrior, and I'm excited. Those 2 freshmen are pretty darn good.
Go ahead, David, and we'll to Joel.
Even with the starting lineup change, you kept shuttling your big guys in as early as 2 minutes of the game. Was that an idea for matchups, or was it an attrition attempt on a thin Ole Miss roster?
You know, it was just us keeping fresh for the most part. And sometimes it was the matchups. It was both. So in some cases, I'm just trying to get, you know, guys a blow. In other cases, they're going small. Like our best matchup when Henson's at the 4 is Robert Woodard. Second best would be Reggie at the 4. And, you know, so it's just constantly changing. And, you know, it's, you know, we're placing, you know, Wednesday we're placing a team that's very long and athletic. So, you know, we've got to enjoy this one today, but handle the moment and come back ready to work hard here on Monday.
Go ahead, Joel, and we'll get to
Reggie, seven of his 11 rebounds was offensive. You guys had a ton of second chance points today on the offensive glass and things. Was that just a testament to how good Reggie is and anything? Just the offensive rebounding today.
You know, they have him for 7. He had 6 at halftime. I swear he had more than 1 in the second half. It would be my guess for sure. I think he probably had about 10. So, you know, we'll check that. But, yeah, it's just his focus, his size, his strength, his hands. He has really, really good hands, phenomenal hands. You know, some of the best gloves I've ever seen on a player, and that's saying something. He has great hands, and so if anything's in his area, he's going to snatch it. And you know, I thought he was, you know, just fantastic today.
Go ahead.
You said you guys really had defense in the paint as a focal point in practice after the Alabama game. Can you talk about what those practices?
Yeah, you know what? We really focused and more about keeping it out of the paint, and therefore pressuring the ball and getting up into people more. And, you know, my assistant, George Brooks, did a great job scouting this game because we did a lot of switching and things in terms of how we were going to play certain sets that they ran. I thought our switching was really good for us for the most part. We did miss a couple where they're coming to fake, like they're coming to screen and they fake and just slip to a 3. We got beat on that twice in the first half. I don't remember us getting hurt on it in the second half. But, you know, our defense in the second half, they shot 37%. So that was, you know, the kind of defense we needed. And, you know, and a couple of those shots were, you know, unbelievably tough shots by Tyree in particular on the out-of-bounds play in the corner and on the one in the right corner with the guy right on him. I mean, he really made some tough shots in the second half.
Go ahead and back. We'll get to Tom.
Ben, Reggie's kind of, you know, progressed to where he's had several games where he's scored in double figures now. Has he progressed to the point where you kind of expect him to get 14, 16 points a game, or is that too much responsibility to put on a freshman? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm hoping. You know, I'm not expecting. If he just comes out and plays hard, what I do expect, if he's playing these kind of minutes, he's getting 10 rebounds every night because he has that capability. I mean, he's a glass cleaner. He's a great rebounder. I mean, he's a guy that, you know, could average a double-double night in and night out for sure.
Go ahead, Tom. Second round.
Focusing on Eric, you said you think he'll respond well to this. He's a senior. He has what it takes to do that, but he only played 1 minute in the second half, and I think that was after a bad stretch where he had a bad shot and then came down, got scored on. What are you hoping to see in this? Obviously, it's a big week for your team, 2 great opponents. What do you hope to see out of him in practice and heading into those games?
Yeah, just that he's going to come out, and he's a great kid. He was the happiest guy in our locker room. Right? Some guys would not handle that right. He handled it phenomenally. We cannot do what we want to do with this team this year without Eric Holman being an integral, huge part of it, period. And, you know, he'll respond the right way. And I just want him to come out loose and just play as hard as he can on every possession and let it all hang out. And, you know, be as physical and play as low as possible. And he will. He'll respond. I have no doubt. He's a wonderful young man. As nice a kid as, you know, I've ever coached. And if you've known him and interviewed him, you guys would, you know, that know him, but I'm sure would echo my feelings.
Any other questions for Coach Howland? Hey, guys.
Thank you.